Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my Trove Let's Play series. Now, today I'm on the Boomeranger to show off his Bach Bomb, and basically it is a big bomb becomes a Bach Bomb. It still sticks to surfaces and explodes in the same area, but also spawns several chickens that attack enemies for a brief duration. So it's literally the same attack as your number one, but it adds 3 chickens every time it explodes, and it lasts 7 seconds, like the chickens last for 7 seconds. So as long as you catch your boomerang, you can indefinitely have 6 chickens out at once. Oh god. Human flying. Oh, what? That lag. So indefinitely you can have up to 6 chickens out at once, and they deal 1 times damage, so your base damage, plus they deal, or they can crit. So, from my testings, I actually, just from rough math and coefficients, this class might actually deal the most damage in the game. I don't know that in a real world setting. Obviously, I don't have 16k to test it, but this, just from numbers, this class should actually be out damaging the Boomeranger. Like, that's pretty crazy. Because your 6 chickens deal 1 times damage, so you deal 6 times damage every second because they only attack once a second. They have base, they don't scale with attack speed, they only scale with your crit and base damage. So you deal 6 times damage basically every second. And they can crit, so once you hit 16k power rank, you crit 100% of the time, as long as you have good gems, or, you know, just right gems. So when you crit 100% of the time, you're going to be doing 900% damage all the time, because at around 16k power rank, you have 800 to 900% critical hit damage. So that's a lot of damage. The Boomerager's Leafy Lasher plus the big, I forgot what the big bomb one is called. But they don't deal that much damage a second. In fact, I don't even think you can explode a big flower every second. I think it's only every 2 seconds, or maybe even 3. I don't remember. And you have to constantly throw them out, which is like overlapping the damage. So this might actually be the strongest class in the entire game for ultras. I'm not sure, obviously, but it might, just from a little bit of rough head math and just what the devs give us for coefficients. That might be true. So yeah, that's basically my opinion about the gem. It's super freaking powerful. You're not gonna fill out the early game. By the way, I have no gems again, so I'm like getting owned like always. But yeah, at the early game, you're not gonna fill it. Same reason why everyone thinks that the Shadow Hunter is the most powerful class in the game, just because a lot of people are new players and they don't know the end game. So, like the Shadow Hunter is extremely weak at the end. Like, he's not, like, stupidly weak at end game, but the Shadow Hunter is kind of poor at the end game, I'm not gonna lie. Because he just deals 1 times damage. That's, like, how much he does. He deals 4 times damage, I guess, because he attacks 4 attacks throughout the entire thing. But, yeah. The Boomeranger, Boomeranger, and even Neon Ninja, like I was saying in the last video, the Neon Ninja, he deals a lot of damage. His right click does 9.5 times damage, and it doubles, once you get your class gem, it deals 2 times critical hit damage, or critical damage. There's no such thing as critical hit damage. So if you have 900% critical damage, you're going to be doing 1,800% critical damage every time you crit with your right click. So yeah, even the Neon Ninja is extremely powerful. I honestly need 16k power rank to be able to test everything myself. Plus I would need 2 sets of 16k, because I need 1 for magic damage and 1 for physical damage. Plus I would need like all their gems to be the same slot, like the class gems. Like I need it all red, because then I need to upgrade even more gear, because I would need gems to suit all 3 different spots, since you can't use the same empower gem twice. So that's going to be obviously a long time before I can do all of that. That'd be a long time before anyone can do all of that. But yeah, very, very good. So I guess now, since that's pretty much it for the here, I'm trying to pull up my timer. No, it stopped. Oh well, we'll just go from here. I think we're only like 5 minutes in, so I guess now I can answer a couple things from my last video, even though it was a video with written proof from the devs. A lot of people still were like, the wiki's right. The wiki. Guys, the wiki is wrong. How is that so hard to believe? I know a lot of people are newer players. Like anybody that said that was obviously a newer player. Not to be rude, but it's very apparent. Because any older players know that the wiki is completely false. In fact, I was literally the one writing everything in the wiki for the first year that I played this game, and I stopped because everyone would come in like a month later. I'd get an email saying, you know, the wiki you have contributed to has been updated, and I would look, and it's like this class hasn't changed at all, and someone went in and changed the information that was completely false. So yeah, the wiki, that same thing with the Shadowhunters wiki. You could get someone like me that wrote that wiki, or you could get someone like the person that did the Shadowhunter wiki that has zero idea about what the Clash Gem does, that writes that. So yes, wiki guys, the wiki, at least for the Shadowhunter, is completely false. I mean, I have been considered the Trove wiki for like the past year and a half, so yes, it's false. And I can, I guess, prove a couple more points that I didn't show in that video. So what the wiki says, the almighty wrong wiki, says that increasing attack speed increases DPS. People brought that up. And, well, I mean, let's remember, I'm not being rude. I'm just telling it how it is. Attack speed increasing DPS is the most obvious thing to say in the entire world. So if you don't know, I guess, I can explain it. DPS means damage per second. It doesn't mean damage. Damage per second is how much damage you do in a second. So that means attack speed, energy regen, physical damage, critical hit, critical damage. All of that contributes to your DPS. That's what DPS means. If you think increasing attack speed increases damage, because after I made apparent, obviously no one knew this, so it's kind of obvious that people are just pulling stuff out their butts trying to argue against the video. Again, not being rude, but I mean, when you try to argue against something, I guess I gotta tell you how it is, right? So people that were obviously just making stuff up were saying anything above 300, the 300% that no one knew about, right? So anything above 300% attack speed and gives you raw damage is what the wiki says, which I checked the wiki and it doesn't say that anyways. Alright, I guess people thought that that's what it said. So let me just go on to the Shadowhunter, I guess, to prove that wrong, like right here and right now. So let's see. Without Berserker, I have Berserker equipped just to prove this. I thought about it ahead of time. So without Berserker, I am doing 51,447 damage. With Berserker, so I just popped my gem. Don't crit, please. 51,447. So bam, wiki's wrong, proven right there already in the first freaking bullet point. Well, I guess I might just keep this equipped. Another thing was people said that it's animation capped, which is again completely false. That is made up information. And secondly, I didn't count any animations. I counted the arrows, which is a visual effect, which has nothing to do with animations. They are two different coding departments completely. They have two different departments working on them, so they are not intertwined at all. And if it was animation capped in the first place, that is how fast you would attack, so it doesn't matter if it's animation capped, that's as fast as you would be able to attack. You can't shoot something faster than you can visually pull the arrow. I mean, it's so obvious that how wrong that is. Again, it was made up information. A lot of people made stuff up. I don't know why. Maybe there's a lot of newer people to the channel just from the title of the video. Or maybe like it got out somewhere, like someone posted it to Reddit or something. But yeah, that's just completely false. It's capped at 300% attack speed. The way you can tell that it's capped at 300% attack speed is because I mentioned that, again, I didn't think about this at first, so I just thought about this, so I couldn't say it in the video because I didn't even know, or I didn't think about it. So I noticed how I said I did 120 attacks in 10 seconds. That means I did 12 attacks a second, right? A lot of people, if you don't know, because obviously the people that was saying this information doesn't have the Clash Gem. If you don't know, when you left click, you do 4 attacks. Every time you play an animation, you do 4 attacks. You're supposed to, as long as you don't lag. If you do lag, you'll do no attack, by the way. So yes, visual effect is not tied to animation, because you won't play any visual effect if you lag. So if everything goes right, you do 4 attacks every time you play the animation. Even when you hold it down, it's doing 4 attacks every time I play the animation. So the fact that you do 4 attacks every time you do an animation, and you have 300% attack speed, that means you'll do 12 attacks in a second. The fact that I had 700% attack speed and I was capped at 12 attacks per second means that it literally shows what the devs wrote. By the way, the devs wrote the patch notes, guys. I don't write the patch notes. I didn't make up 300% attack speed. The devs did. So that just proves that the patch notes were correct, because the patch notes say, you know, attack speed is capped at 300%. It's so coincidentally that I happen to do 12 attacks a second. 4 bundles every 3 seconds, or 3 times a second is 12 bundles a second, right? So yeah, please guys, don't make up information that you have no clue, because I will be real with you. That is who I am. If you try to argue a point, if you're right, I'll say you're right. Just like that video. That literal video was saying that I was wrong. Because I watched Scythe's video and he said that I was wrong, and I was like, alright, let me test it, and I was wrong. So I made a video saying that I was wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll tell you. That is, you can't bypass an attack speed cap. Trying to sound smart. Shouldn't have stutter, right? But yes, you can't bypass an attack speed cap. It's literally capped at 300%, and it's proven just in the numbers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to, like, if there's anything else that you guys want me to prove, I can prove it. But I think it's pretty much proven by this point that, don't make up information, guys. I will test it. I will test your information. And if enough people make stuff up, I will make it in a video just like I did, because I had like 8, like maybe even 10 people say that it's just an animation cap. It increases your DPS. It gives you raw damage. It does this so far out thing that I don't have the gem, so I just made up the information because I can't test it myself, because it takes literally 10 seconds to prove my point wrong. Stuff like that. So yeah, on that note, without completely insulting everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, and I will see you guys next time.